Hi guys, let's talk about selling crypto, how I'm personally going to be going about that in order to maximize profits and reduce as much risk as possible, and as well how we can get the upper hand over a lot of other people because at the end of the day, it is player versus player. You're going to have to sell your bag to someone as much as you may not like that. That is the ultimate reality of crypto and how you can make money. But before that, quick disclaimer, guys, please read this with care. This video is not financial advice. Crypto is volatile and highly risky. No results are guaranteed. This content is for experienced users only, and there's a full legal disclaimer in the description below. Right, I need to put emphasis on this. We need to make sure we get this right. Many of us have been in crypto for a long time, and we want to make sure that we really take profits to the bank account and that we win. But I think it's super important that we can take accountability and accountability in a way that works for you, because what might work for me might not work for you. So it needs to be some kind of forfeit which is harsh enough that will really kick you into doing it, and you're kind of in some way scared of not actually selling, right? So an example could be you could have to give your friend $100 if you don't sell at X price, or you have to pay for their groceries for the month, or you have to run 10 miles every day for a month, right? Something that's brutal for you, that's painful enough for you to actually go ahead and sell at the price points that you've written down and that you've worked out, that will help reach your goal, right? So I think that is something that's super important, guys. And I'm going to talk about the method that I believe is the best way to maximize profits and reduce loss. And an example here will be for render. So as we can see, obviously we're not quite yet at the peak of the bull run, and I think we're only really just getting started, but I want to show you an example of how you can go ahead. So for example, if you were buying down here, you could sell your first 20% out at this point, right? So you, at this 20% point, you would have made pretty much all your money back that you invested and potentially be in profits. The next one, we'd have another 20% out at this point. You're well into profits and you're looking pretty good. You could sell another 20% out at this point, another 20% out at this point. So you've already made a significant amount of money, and you've reduced a lot of the risk because you sold as you've gone up, right? You're not waiting for render $50. You're not waiting for X price, right? You've sold as it's gone up. And then the beautiful part about this is you've already sold 80%. You still got 20%, so you can leave a moon bag. So in this last one, it doesn't matter necessarily if you lose it because you've made all the money on the way up, right? So you can have the last 20% out. You can make the biggest chunk in this, and if you lose it, it's not the end of the world because you've made all the money. So in my opinion, that's probably the best way to go about selling. So yeah, next part, have your exit strategies written down. Again, this is just one example I have for render and ADA as well. I'm not 100% sure yet if these numbers are my finalized ones, but I just wanted to share with you guys an example of what it could look like. So again, this follows the 20% out chunks. This is a way to minimize the risk and maximize profits, right? And then you can figure out how much profit you're going to make at the end. So everything written down and organized, that is such a good way to go about it, in my opinion. Again, another key sell indicator, in my opinion, is when your grandma is telling you to sell crypto, or anyone, even your barber. It could be literally anyone, your mechanic, wherever you are, right? You're working at Tesco, someone's talking to you about it, etc. Anyone who's talking to you about it who aren't always interested in crypto, they've just heard about it, right? That generally, to me, signifies that people are involved and they know a lot about crypto. For me, that indicates that the top is in, because they're not normally in it and they're just hearing a lot about it, right? For me, it's so important. And I just wanted to mention a couple bonus points to give you guys some additional value here that you might not hear from other channels. And one thing is having multiple exchanges set up. Obviously, you want to have a cold wallet so you store a lot of your crypto offline, but I think it's really important to have multiple exchanges set up. So for example, a crypto.com, a Kraken, a Binance, all of these ones, Coinbase, etc. You need to have as many set up as possible, because what will happen is, and especially during the peak of altcoin season, you'll find that these exchanges will go down for maintenance. You'll find these exchanges won't let you sell because they're having an error, they're having a shortage of coins, etc. So it's important to have multiple setup, because if one exchange is down, you always have somewhere else to go and sell it, right? You don't want to have all your money in one place and then you can't sell it because the exchange is having issues. It's so important and really not spoken about much. Again, you want to test selling as well, even if it's $1, $2, just test, see if it works. Because again, you could do everything right, but you try selling, it doesn't work, right? Another thing as well, I don't think, which is spoken much, is about unstaking all your crypto at least 2 weeks before you're planning on selling, because it does take a few days or up to a week in some cases for crypto to actually unstake. And imagine it hits your price point, you're so excited, you've done everything right, you've got all the exchanges, you've got your cold wallet, you've got everything, you've got your number, you're absolutely ready, but it takes 3-4 days and then it absolutely crashes and then you lose. And it's been 4 years of your life, right? So important, make sure that you unstake at least 2 weeks before. And the next one is just make sure that your wallet address is correct. Like, the quickest way to check it is that the first three digits and the last 3 digits are exactly the same. But it's so important, guys. These are the things that can catch people out that they're not prepared for, and this is how a lot of people can lose. Do everything right, but mess up in the last bit because there's something they never even considered, right? So hopefully this provided you some value, guys. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one.